The 7 Dials Mystery, Chapter 23. It was 10 o'clock the next morning. The sun shone through the library windows. Superintendent Battle had been working there since 6 a.m. He asked 3 men to meet him: George Lomax, Sir Oswald Coote, and Jimmy Thesiger. They had just finished a big breakfast. Jimmy's arm was in a sling because he was hurt during the night, but he looked okay. The superintendent looked at the men kindly, like a teacher looking at young boys. There were many objects on the table next to him. Each one had a label. Jimmy saw a gun named Leopold among them. "Hello, Superintendent," George said. "I want to know what happened. Did you catch the man?" "He's very hard to catch," the superintendent replied. He did not seem upset that the man escaped. However, George Lomax did not look happy. He did not like it when people were not serious. "I've figured everything out clearly," the detective said. He picked up 2 objects from the table. "Here are the 2 bullets," he said. "The large one came from Mr. Thesiger's big gun. It hit the window frame and then stuck into a tree outside. This smaller bullet came from the little Mauser gun. It went through Mr. Thesiger's arm and ended up inside this armchair. Now, about the gun itself." "Well?" Sir Oswald asked quickly. "Are there any fingerprints?" Battle shook his head. "No. The man who used it wore gloves," he said slowly. "That is a shame," said Sir Oswald. "A professional would always wear gloves," Battle said. "Sir Oswald, did you find this gun about 20 yards away from the stairs?" Sir Oswald looked out the window. "Yes, exactly there." "I am not trying to be rude," Battle said, "but it would have been better if you had left the gun on the ground where you found it." "I am sorry," Sir Oswald said, feeling a bit insulted. "It is okay," said Battle. "I can still see what happened. I saw your footprints in the garden. I saw where you stopped and leaned down. I also saw a mark in the grass where the gun was. Tell me, why do you think the gun was there?" "I think the man dropped it while he was running away," Sir Oswald answered. Battle shook his head. "He didn't drop it. There were 2 reasons why. First, there is only one set of footprints on the grass, yours." "I understand," Sir Oswald said, thinking deeply. "Are you sure about that, Battle?" George asked. "I am very sure, sir," Battle said. "There is only one other set of footprints on the grass. Those belong to Miss Wade, but she walked much further to the left." He stopped for a moment and then said, "Also, look at the mark in the dirt. The gun hit the ground very hard. I think someone threw it." "Why not?" Sir Oswald asked. "Maybe the man ran down the path on the left. You cannot see footprints on a hard path. Maybe he threw the gun onto the grass while he was running. Don't you agree, George?" George nodded his head. "The path shows no footprints, that is true," Battle said. "But look at the shape of the mark in the grass. I don't think the gun was thrown from the path. I think someone threw it from right here on this porch." "Maybe," said Sir Oswald. "But does it matter, Superintendent?" "Yes," George added. "Is this important?" "Maybe not, Mr. Lomax," Battle replied. "But I like to know exactly what happened. I want one of you to throw this gun. Sir Oswald, will you help me? Stand by the window and throw the gun into the middle of the grass." Sir Oswald did what Battle asked. He used his strong arm to throw the gun through the air. Jimmy watched closely, feeling excited. The superintendent ran after the gun like a dog fetching a ball. He came back with a big smile on his face. "That is it, sir," said the detective. "The mark in the grass is the same. However, you threw the gun 10 yards further than the first mark, but you are a very strong man, Sir Oswald." Then Battle said, "Excuse me, I think someone is at the door." Battle's ears were very sharp. No one else heard anything, but he was right. Lady Coote was standing outside the door. She was holding a small glass of medicine. "It is time for your medicine, Oswald," she said as she walked into the room. "You forgot to take it after breakfast." "I am very busy, Maria," Sir Oswald said. "I do not want it." "You never take your medicine without me," his wife said calmly. "You were acting like a naughty little boy. Drink it now." The powerful and wealthy Sir Oswald did exactly what she said. He drank the medicine quietly. Lady Coote smiled at everyone in the room. "Am I bothering you?" she asked. "Oh, look at those guns. They're scary, noisy, and dangerous. Oswald, the burglar could have shot you last night." "Were you worried when you realized your husband was not in bed?" Battle asked Lady Coote. "I didn't think about it at first," she admitted. "Poor Jimmy was shot and everything was so scary and exciting. But then Mr. Bateman asked me where Sir Oswald was. That is when I remembered he had gone outside for a walk 30 minutes earlier." "Could you not sleep, Sir Oswald?" Battle asked. "I usually sleep very well," Sir Oswald answered, "but last night I felt very restless. I thought the cool night air would help me feel better." "I guess you went outside through this window?" Battle asked. Sir Oswald paused for a second before he answered. "Yes." "And you were wearing your thin indoor shoes?" Lady Coote said. "You didn't even put on your thick boots. What would you do without me?" She shook her head sadly. "Maria, please leave us now," Sir Oswald said. "We still have a lot to talk about." "I am going, dear," she said. Lady Coote left the room. She held the empty medicine glass carefully, like it was a special cup. "Well, Battle," George Lomax said, "it all seems very clear. The man fired a gun and hurt Mr. Thesiger. Then he threw the gun away, ran along the porch, and ran down the path." "But my men should have caught him there," Battle said.